And he still found time to write about 15 books. I've written one, and it took me ages because I procrastinate like a motherfucker. I only got this written by doing most of the work in my local public library because it's very difficult to the reference section without getting caught.
Here's a tip if you want to watch my videos, but you can't resist my beautiful clown body. Just watch it at a library. Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? Today we're gonna be watching Randy Feltface, who's this puppet comedian guy. I tried to look up a little bit about him. I have friends who saw him live once upon a time. I couldn't, but he's been like an important figure in the stand-up scene for a while now. He's kind of like the VTuber of stand-up, which unfortunately isn't me, it's him. There's, you know, the gimmick of him being a puppet that people are pretty into, and people are also just into his sense of humor. He's kind of edgy, but in like a non-problematic way, I've heard. So he has a special called, oh, is it like Puppet Lives Matter, something like that? I have not seen it. I'm not necessarily endorsing it, but he's like pseudo edgy, so people like him. Apparently this is his most popular bit, so I'm gonna check this out. There's another bit that people mention that if you watch out of context, it's really funny, so I'll try to watch that later. But I know he's like witty. He's playing with Hemingway in this bit, and I'm stupid, so this should be funny. Okay, let's go.
They don't say that. No one has ever said that. Anyway, what I suggest we do, okay, is I'm just going to tell you a bit about Ernest Hemingway, a bit about Hemmers, and then we'll just let the segue into reading the book develop organically, like a runaway fungus at the bottom of a misplaced coffee cup. Guys, how long's this been behind the couch? There's little people in it. Save us from our porcelain prison. We're free.
Yeah, see, like he's already pseudo edgy. Checking me out.
It's just for me, that bit. It's just for me. Okay.
He really is like, it's less of a gimmick. It just feels like he's a regular stand-up comic who like takes advantage of like other elements, because he does a couple, like his jokes are like, oh, this is like this is like a fungus at the bottom of a cup. That's like very stand-up. And then the this is just for me, this is just for me is when you do a bit that kind of different or quirky. Comedians will usually say that's for me, that was just for me, in case it doesn't land or in case people think it's weird. So yeah, he just feels like a regular stand-up comedian, but he's a sexy puppet with like a, what do you call it? He's got like a chicken neck. He's a bit old. He's like a boomer comedian.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. For the very first time, I would wager in all of your living memories, I now am proud to present to you the life and times of Ernest Miller Hemingway in approximately 3.5 minutes. Go! Born in Chicago in 1899, son of a physician and a musician, reasonably uneventful childhood, decided to study journalism. Enlisted with the Red Cross during World War I, got blown up in Milan and
like
spent 6 months in hospital with severe shrapnel wounds in both legs. Fell in love with a nurse. They decided to get married. He came home to prepare. She stayed there and ditched him for an Italian soldier. Initiated a lifelong pattern of him rejecting women before they had a chance to reject him. Take note, Maddie.
Crowd work? Oh my God, crowd work! How does he do crowd work when he's being puppeteered? Wait, that's crazy.
Got a job as a foreign correspondent, fell in love with his roommate's sister, married her, and moved to Paris. They hung out with Gertrude Stein. They kicked it with Pablo Picasso.
Okay, so I guess his pattern of rejecting women before they rejected him didn't last that long, unless he's about to cuck his wife. I don't know.
So he started writing in earnest, no pun intended. Moved to Toronto, had a kid.
No one laughed at that?
So he started writing in earnest, no pun intended. Moved to Toronto, had a kid.
No one laughed. No. Bullshit audience. Cancel that audience. Australians have no fucking sense of humor. Yeah, he's Australian. I'm sorry. At least he's not British. But fuck you guys. Sorry. Damn, okay.
Moved back to Paris, published a couple of books, cheated on his wife, got divorced, married the other woman, converted to Catholicism.
I thought that in the moment. But look at the audience. They look so serious. Are they just like learning? They're taking this too seriously. He's teaching you about Hemingway, but it's also a bit, I like his physical humor even though he's a puppet. I mean, I guess he would use it more because he's a puppet, but damn, dog. Laugh, bitches. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get shadow banned for all the swearing. Sorry, kids.
Cut his head open after pulling on a cord thinking he was flushing a toilet. Ripped a skylight from the roof and smashed it onto his face. Moved to Kansas City, had another kid. His dad committed suicide.
Oh, so
he shot a lot of bears for some reason. Had a car accident, had another kid. Went to Africa to kill some wild animals and got dysentery. Karma. published another book, moved to Cuba, shot himself in the leg whilst aiming at a shark.
I feel like, okay, knowing, wow, he's so expressive. He's so cute. I think I'm into this puppet. I really am. We're the same. We're comedians who are things instead of people. Okay, and his eyes are kind of out, so he looks like he's doing the awooga, like the Ludwig VTuber thing, or like Chibi, like what? Anyway, knowing how Hemingway goes, which if you don't know, you will find out very soon. And maybe he didn't accidentally shoot himself in the leg. Maybe he was just like toying with, I don't know. It's gonna get dark, but
cheated on his wife, got divorced, married the other woman, published For Whom the Bell Tolls, sold 500,000 copies in a couple of months and got nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, cheated on his wife, married the other woman.
This is funny. This reminds me of something. It's like William Shakespeare Abridged. It's a school play. It's called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged. And it's just like all of William Shakespeare, or rather like 3 of his pieces in an hour and a half. And it's super fun. And that's kind of what it feels like. Like you're learning something, but you're also laughing along the way. He has a good amount of jokes, whether they're physical or verbal punchlines. So this is fun. I like this because I'm learning and I'm also laughing. I'm a nerd. Like I was a nerd in school and I also do comedy now. I like this. If you can't see for context, I am coming.
Became the self-appointed leader of a...
I'm coughing now. It's karma for being sus. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go back. Okay.
Wife, got divorced, married the other woman, became the self-appointed leader of a band of village militia outside of Paris, and was subsequently brought up on charges for contravening the Geneva Convention and got away with it like a got pneumonia, moved back to Cuba.
Pneumonia me right now. Oh God. I am just like Hemingway except being smart.
Spent most of his spare time on his boat tracking Nazi U-boats with a machine gun and a pile of hand grenades.
What the hell?
I'm not making this shit up. Had a few more car accidents, 3 more concussions, got clawed while playing with a lion.
This is like a way more fun bit with the puppet though, I'll say, because like you call this like a rant or a rave kind of is the exercise what I was told in like Second City, which is like you are like talking very passionately about a topic that, wait, let me not look so goofy. Yeah, I'm serious now. So you talk very passionately about a topic that you care about, and it's inherently funny because you care, and that's like a way to hide comedy is when the comedian feels something. But if it was like a man, like sweaty Australian man, I'd be like, shut up, stop yelling. But because it's a cute puppet and he cares so much and he's like a writer, smart puppet, I just think it's so much more palatable. Like you can get away with like him making a funny face is so much better physical humor, I think, than a dude, the sweaty Australian dude could do. So I like his good use of the medium. Like I think it's a good bit, but it's a little more theatrical than stand-up, I guess, right there. So I'm happy he is a cute puppet, so he's easy on the eyes.
Got depressed, drank, got fat, published a couple more books,
got fat, unnecessary detail.
To shoot some more wild animals, and barely survived 2 separate plane crashes in the space of 24 hours.
What?
With a fractured skull, internal bleeding, cracked spine.
Wait, now I want to look that up. What the hell? Huh? I don't believe that. What is the year? Is the year like 2025 with all the freaking plane crashes? What the hell? So, oh, he was like on these like tiny little freaking planes that are like not real planes. Oh, okay. So he got stranded on a plane on like these like sightseeing planes. I think it was like those fake planes that are made to break and kill you, basically. So and he got stranded because it wasn't working. And then they went on a rescue mission, and the second plane that went to rescue them exploded during takeoff, and he actually suffered serious injuries. Oh, okay, internal bleeding, all of that. Okay, so I think the first one was probably like, oh no, the plane hit a. Oh, okay. So the first plane crashed, and the second one exploded during takeoff. Okay, but that's kind of on him for taking those like helicopter planes. They're not real planes. Or like, what's it called? The name of the woman who died? I can't make smart references because I have a shitty memory. Half of this video is me Googling names. She's an important woman. Amelia Earhart. Yeah, he's like on an Amelia Earhart plane and he doesn't want to die. Like, dog, do better.
The first degree burns and a paralyzed sphincter muscle. Won a Nobel Prize, had a file opened on him by J. Edgar Hoover, left a bunch of shit in a safe in Cuba and moved to Idaho, paranoid that the feds were following him, which they were. 1940s working for the KGB. Again, not making this shit up. Suffered from hepatitis hepatitis, nephritis, hypertension, hemochromatosis, anemia, and impotence. Got committed, received way too much electroconvulsive therapy and came out all fucked up, started hinting at suicide, so immediately got recommitted, received another couple of months worth of electroconvulsive therapy, got released.
They still do electroconvulsive therapy here. It's like a big thing for depression. So if like your medication for depression isn't working, generally go and try to get it done. Apparently it works. And apparently it's probably better than it was then because it clearly didn't work as you're about to see.
Favorite 12-gauge shotgun into his mouth and blew his fucking head off. What a guy! Hemingway is the quintessential anti-hero, the talented, charismatic, belligerent, suicidal, alcoholic genius that can't keep his dick in his trousers. And he still found time to write about 15 books. I've written one, and it took me ages because I procrastinate like a motherfucker. I only got this written by doing most of the work in my local public library because it's very difficult to masturbate in the reference section without getting caught.
Yeah, for all the gooners out there, here's a tip if you want to watch my videos, but you can't resist my beautiful clown body. Just watch it at a library.
It's almost impossible.
With the volume on so more people can learn about me.
Fact. Almost.
I missed a joke. That was too
impossible, in fact. Almost. I don't even enjoy masturbating anymore. I just do it to avoid other tasks.
Oh my god!
Something I really don't want to do.
Wait, is the bit done? When is the bit done? Wait, I gotta check when the bit is done. The next bit starts at 36. Oh, we're still in there. Okay. Because, dude, I want to talk about this in a different video. We'll talk about it. There's so many videos that are coming, but, and there's some full-length ones coming too, but dog, I genuinely believe that's why guys are gooners, because life is depressing. Anyway, we'll talk about it later, but ooh.
Seriously, just go back-to-back wanks. Just till it's painful. Like, like dirty cum, like, no!
Oh my god, am I allowed to watch this? Just to be clear, that is not me, but I empathize with people. I'm not, I shouldn't say anything. It's not me. I swear it's not. I swear it's not. I'm so well down. It's really not me.
And you know, the weird thing about books is that you only really need to write one to be considered to be a great writer.
Fair.
Until last year, To Kill a Mockingbird was the only book that Harper Lee ever published. One book in 89 years.
Oh.
To be fair, that book did win the Pulitzer Prize and sold over 40 million copies, so she didn't really need to do another one, did she? Hey, Harper, you going to write another book? Nah? Did you read the first one? Fucking nailed it! Fucking
I feel like it's more like, I don't want to write another one because I'll fail.
I'm just doing the one. Just doing the one. Imagine if I did that, came up here, told one joke, and then stared at you for 58 minutes. You're going to tell another joke?
Low-key, though, because there's some comedians that got famous. Fucking The Machine. I will show you watch this bit. I will not watch it on here because I don't have anything nice to say about that bit. But this dude is only known for this freaking bit, and I think there's a movie that's coming out about it. Yeah, so that's The Machine. He's known for being shirtless in that bit and telling that bit. That is what he's known for, and I guess people love it. So success to him. He's better off than me, but I will not watch it because I don't like it, and I don't want to be me. So go watch yourself and laugh and be nice. Leave a thumbs up, but I don't like it.
No, did you hear the first one? Fucking nailed it! I'm just doing the one. There's not many jobs.
He should have been like that with his wife. Fucking nailed her. Now I'm just doing the one. Instead, he cheated on every woman on the face of the earth back then. There were like 5, I think.
Well, you can just do the one, is there? Just writers and suicide bombers.
Oh, God. Oh!
Did you do those?
See, I told you.
Or maybe UFC fighters that get punched in the head so hard in their first bout that cerebral fluid trickles out of their eye sockets. Oh, that's fucked, Randy. It happens. It's pretty much the perfect example of why we're sort of festering in this evolutionary cul-de-sac, isn't it? Welcome to planet Earth. There's approximately 7 billion of us. As you can see, there's quite a few of us that don't have any clean drinking water. Oh, here's a large group of us that get paid millions of dollars to knee each other in the face. So Obviously still ironing out a few of the kinks. Martial arts, mixed or otherwise, should not be the domain of fat-necked ruffians trying to stomp on each other's ball sacks. Just as yoga should not be taught by 22-year-old gym instructors that did a one-week yoga retreat in Bali and now get around in low-slung fisherman pants with a bindi and a plait talking about mindfulness like they've ever had any fucking life experience at all.
Okay, that just felt like a tangent. I feel like he had one bad yoga class and he was like, I hated that bitch. But fair point. They're too sexy, and I do not want to be gooning during a yoga class. That is not allowed. So that's probably the gooner in him. He was pissed off he couldn't jack it. They were like, we need old ladies teaching yoga, which I agree. I think a lot of people feel bad during yoga class. It feels like it's just a flex of your Lululemon buttocks. So, yep.
Or you can tell me to relax and center myself when you spend maybe 10 or 15 years considering what that actually means. Until then, go back to taking photos of the froth on your coffee and shut the fuck up.
You're just bitter, dog. Maybe they asked you out on a coffee that you wouldn't be so mad. Yeah, you are torn.
Because I do yoga. I buy organic vegetables.
You're a bitch.
I blindly sign internet petitions without reading the fine print. Give myself a good old pat on the back and return to downloading.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it came deep down inside from his gooner instincts, dog.
Trying to be a good Buddhist, I'm trying. But it's even difficult to identify as Buddhist in the current climate without coming across as some sort of new age pompous
you're a hippie,
twat,
dog.
just dipping
Stop
his
criticizing
toe
other
into the
hippies.
what does it all mean kiddie pool while holding a beer in one hand, a cigarette in the other, and staring lecherously across the backyard.
I knew it was gonna have a gooner fucking punchline. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. Leave that out.
Jeez, Tamara's grown.
I thought when he said beer in one hand, cigarette in the other, I'm like, you need a third hand there because you're gonna be doing something else. I know you, Randy. We've only known each other for 10 minutes, but dog, you are a grade A gooner.
Last Christmas, hasn't she?
Dog, what the frick? He's like even like incestuous. This guy's everything wrong with him. Dude, but I guess it's less icky because it's a sexy puppet. Again, I'll stand by that.
Buddha was just a dude who found enlightenment sometime around the 5th century, and he decided to stick around and talk about it, you know? But he made it clear that everything's optional, I guess. You know, here's the thing I've discovered. I think it's pretty nifty, but you can find your own way through it. He was kind of like a benevolent woodwork teacher, just overseeing the workshop, but allowing his students to discover for themselves which machine is most likely to cut their fucking head off. What was that one, Gareth? Well done. A+, matey. A+ for you. And there's been loads of other Buddhas since, right? But they haven't necessarily felt the calling to stick around and talk about it, I guess. They just become enlightened and fuck off. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. I love a smart person who doesn't need to talk about it, unlike me. But it's like I love a smart person who's just like, I love a person who's like good in their own bedroom, but not like that. But like I love a person who's like so good at something and they just like are good at it and they don't feel to like teach anyone, the need to teach anyone or like show it off. They're just like, oh yeah, I've been studying what makes the best science fiction books for children for 30 years and then they just know it. I guess that's selfish, huh? But it's cool. It's cool people that like learning for the sake of learning and becoming an expert in something, not because they want money from it, but because they love the craft of learning. Maybe they're selfish and maybe they should be the YouTubers we're watching, actually. Maybe they should be making content because then they would overpower the people who are mid? Me being mid? What am I kidding? I'm one of those. The comedic genius of someone who could make a joke like mead deserves to be here on with a platform. So I take it back. I am one of those geniuses and I'm making content, so rant over.
Are you only enlightened if you're able to share it with people? You know? If I write a book and nobody reads it,
Yeah,
is it still art?
deep.
What is the collective noun for monkeys?
What? I don't get that.
What is the Is it still art? What is the collective noun for monkeys?
I don't know what it is. Did I not get that joke? I'm stupid. More monkeys.
Seriously, does anybody know what it is? I'm trying to think of it all day. Anybody?
I have a joke like
What?
that.
Okay.
Gang of monkeys. Come and join my gang of monkeys. We're a little gang of monkeys. It's not
should have done
gang.
West Side
Anybody else?
Story there. I googled
If you come up with something stupid, I'll sing a dumb song about it. What else?
Okay, I like that follow-up joke.
Oh, you people are fucked. Does anybody know what it is? It's not barrel, by the way. It's troop. What did you say, gang? What's your name? Who said gang? Where are you?
Let's go.
Victoria! How are you, Victoria?
Great.
Thanks for coming to my show. Hey, Victoria, riddle me this, my sister. Have you read Go Set a Watchman, Harper Lee's new book?
No.
No. Has anybody read it?
Yeah.
Half. That is the best book review ever. I read half. Has anybody read To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Yes, we read it at school. Fuck off. For those of you who haven't, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Go Set a Watchman was the Harper Lee book that came out last year, right? And if you don't know the backstory, all right, I'll just fill you in. Victoria, listen up.
This does not feel like it's still about Hemingway, but I'll keep watching until the next bit because it's entertaining, and why not? He's deranged. This puppet is crazy. He's a deranged man, but I love it. I like a cute thing that isn't wholesome. I like a cute, fricked up thing. That's great. I like a little sass.
Basically, Harper Lee, right? So Harper Lee, she had a stroke in 2007, and until she died earlier this year, she was in like assisted care. She was in a wheelchair, she was deaf, and she was blind.
Whoa,
and her sister Alice had been taking care of all of her affairs until Alice died in 2014 at the age of 103, like a fucking boss. Anyway, before Alice died, she was pretty much the last line of defense between Harper and this lawyer that had just sort of been loitering in the wings, right? And when Alice died, this lawyer just happened to discover the manuscript for Go Set a Watchman in the locked safety deposit box in an obscure vault in a random bank where it had been busy minding its own business for the last 56 and a half years. And according
He's like
to
a YouTuber. He's just like a video essayist, basically. He's just like telling us cool things with jokes in the middle. Dog is just like amazing. He's great.
Harper was delighted that the manuscript was discovered and suddenly reversed her lifelong vow to never, ever, ever publish another book ever again, particularly not Go Set a Watchman, which
how did you
actually
even talk
wrote
to
before
her?
To Kill a Mockingbird and
How did she consent to that? I don't know if she consented to that. Let me see. Okay, Harper Lee consented. How did she consent though? She was almost completely deaf and blind in one eye. Okay, so he could do hand sign language. Was she coerced? People think she might have been coerced. Lee was in a diminished stage of her health issues, making it unclear whether she was fully informed and voluntary. Other people, her attorney, no, the attorney who abused her, I guess, insisted that she was clear, but there's no concrete evidence. Okay, so basically she was coerced. That's okay. Well, is she alive? Then I guess she's dead, so don't buy it, because who's getting the money? Who's getting the money from this book now? I just want to see who is getting the money from Go Set a Watchman. Is it like her children or is it the lawyer? Harper Lee's estate, which is managed by the lawyer. Okay, don't buy the book. Steal, rob it. Rob the book.
Other people think that maybe the lawyer was attempting to get filthy rich by brutally fist-fucking an 18-year-old.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I thought she'd be into that. It's probably been a while.
The question is, if To Kill a Mockingbird had have stayed in that vault alongside this newly discovered manuscript, would it still technically be a work of literary genius?
Wow, this is profound.
Or is it only once something's been evaluated by the world and possibly someone's made some cash off it that it's considered to be valid artistic expression? Is art only art once it's been
this is
witnessed?
deep. This is good. What the hell? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I genuinely, before he gives the answer, which he might not, I don't know. I would say no. I have terrible stage fright, and like for the longest time, I couldn't sing in front of people. I still kind of can't, which is why I'm in this form. And I'm like, is all the stuff like music that I wrote and songs that I sang fully in my room, are they not artistic expression? They're definitely artistic expression. Yeah, I would say they are. So I would say that art does not need to be perceived. perceived. But it's hard because art is subjective. So how are you going to know how valuable your art is unless you... I guess the value of art is the artistic expression. That's hard. That's hard. Yeah, I would say it is. It is. It is 100%. Actually, yeah, it is. Whatever you do, if no one sees it, if one person sees it, and even if they hate it, it's valuable art because it is a means for you to express yourself. Yes, good. I solved it. Genius.
If I don't take a bow at the end of this show, does it devalue the performance? Will you feel unsatisfied or rejected? I recently read that book, The Pleasures and Sorrows of Work by Alain de Botton, and in it he says, we might consider art as anything which pushes our thoughts in important yet neglected directions.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I'd like to consider what I do artistic expression, but that sort of poses the question, do people really need their thoughts pushed in the direction of old ladies being brutally fisted? Is that my artistic legacy?
Did no one laugh?
Ladies being brutally fist fucked. Is that my artistic legacy? Is that what I'm going to leave behind? You know, oh, Randy, he was the old lady fisting guy, wasn't he? Yeah, very droll, very droll. Yeah. Because Ernest Hemingway is remembered more for his literary talents than for being an insufferable cunt with a penchant for killing shit and cheating on his multiple wives. Does his artistic legacy outshine his tactless and unfortunate personal life?
Art from the artist.
Is it better to be a mindful human that leaves no palpable remnants of artistry behind, or a violent...
I agree. You should be a good human and not an artist if being an artist makes you freaked up. Yeah, I agree with that. That's like, I was telling people this week, like, everyone's like, oh, I want to be like a full-time comedian. I want to be a full-time artist. And I'm like, that comes at the cost of financial insecurity and this and that and like stress and pressure. Worry less about being a full-time renowned artist and worry more about like being a good artist. Worry less about fame and worry about getting good. So I think if you love the arts, you want to be good and appreciated. You don't want to be famous first and foremost. Yeah, I couldn't articulate that last time, but I'm thinking about it better. Yeah, it's like you want to be a famous comedian and you don't care to learn the craft, like, and spend your life perfecting it, then you don't care about comedy, dog. Oh, I'm so smart. The deep insights of a goober.
Unlikable sexual deviant that shits handfuls of heartbreakingly beautiful sonnets and sonatas out of his asshole before brunch. Because it's the image of the tortured, self-destructive artist that prevails 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, true.
Amy Winehouse was just a girl that wanted to sing some songs. Do you know what I mean? So, should I just keep my fucking mouth shut and try to navigate towards enlightenment?
Yes.
Find an intangible.
It's funny. I don't know. This is complex.
Or do I dive deeper and deeper into the inky black ocean of self-destruction and self-indulgence?
He's giving Bo Burnham. I mean, when Bo Burnham started going on these rants about artistic expression, and everyone's like, oh my God, he's so deep. Which he is. He was. It was interesting. It's giving Bo Burnham, which is like, yes, but the plight of an artist is, it's interesting, but how interesting is it? Like, yeah, you're a tortured artist. I don't know. Get over it. That's me too. I'm doing the same thing, but we've been there, done that. I guess people relate to it though, because no matter who you are, you are an artist as well. Most people are an artist in one way or another, whether they're a patron, just enjoyer and connoisseur in their own way. Like if you watch a lot of comedy, if you're watching a lot of videos, like you are an artist in your own way because you're, I guess, interpretive artist. You're watching a lot of things and interpreting them and having thoughts on it. I guess I take it back. The tortured artist plight is one that most people have because everyone's an artist in one way or another, even though it's kind of, shallow. It's not. I am ranting. Wow, I am yapping today. Yapatron 2000.
Until I nail my chosen art form, leaving an echo for the eternal wonderment of countless future generations that will just breeze over my asshole personality. It's what's keeping me up in the night times. Yeah.
One thing I I like about him compared to like a lot of characters is like he might not be 100% like who his voice actor is, right? Like, but I like that there's like a lot of humanness to him and a lot of vulnerability and a lot of complexity and a lot of wrong. Having flaws is kind of crucial for me to feel compelled by a character, whether fictional, fully fictional, half fictional, a third fictional. So I really like that about him. And that makes me very compelled to this puppet. It's this little cute thing, but he's so human. And whether some of it is more exaggerated for the sake of art and not, you know, things that the puppeteer would say necessarily, I still think it's nice. He's like getting, if anything, the guise of the puppet allows him, this is like not funny anymore. I'm just deep. I think too hard. But I think that the mask of the puppet allows him to talk about some deep subjects without seeming so cringe. I think if this was like sweaty Australian dude was like, it's so hard to be an artist, you're like, fuck off. But this puppet talking about it, I'm like, you're so cute. But it's interesting. We get to like engage with these topics. So I like that this is a complex VTuber, basically. I like that. I like, yeah, be broken, struggle with all these questions that I think about. So I don't have to. Don't be an escapism for me, but be an escapism in a different way. You think about these things so I can engage with you for 10 minutes about these things and then stop thinking about them instead of just getting distracted. I think a balance of both is good. And I think we need both. We need both distractions and we need contemplative distractions. And he's one of the contemplative distractions. Am I yapping? Are you guys following? Comment below. I am following and I love you, Susie. And then a tongue emoji and a kiss emoji if you are following.
You know, from the moment we're born,
oh God,
we become less than human. You know that? All the bacteria from our mother is passed on to us on the way out of the womb, and from then on, we just continue to collect shit on the inside and the outside until the day we expire. Occasionally you get to choose what that shit is, but most of the time you have very little say in where it comes from or when. You just have to try to duck and weave your way through the shit for as long as you can until a chunk of shit with your name on it finally cleans you up. Look, I know this was billed as a comedy, but death, woo! There are some pretty fucking ridiculous ways to die, though.
What the hell? This is so whack. This is just dumb ways to die. This is 2005 all over again.
That scuba diver they found when they put out the bushfire. Oh my God, have you heard this fucking story?
Oh my God.
They put out like a bushfire and they found a dude in full scuba gear and they figured out that the water bomber plane or helicopter that scoops up the water to put out the fire accidentally picked up a diver and dumped him into the flames.
Holy crap!
It's pretty much the polar opposite of he died peacefully, isn't it?
Oh my God.
Plane into a blazing inferno with a highly flammable gas tank instead of a parachute strapped to your back. Like, no!
Holy
I just wanted to look at the fish. What do you say to his family? At least he died doing what he loved.
I guess, yeah.
Well, he was a firefighter that enjoyed skydiving and water sports, but I'm not sure he ever wanted to combine.
Oh my God. I like how he has three fingers, so combining the three takes a whole different meaning.
I heard a good joke the other day. You little purple fucker.
Oh my God, that was my exact thoughts though.
That's better, isn't it? Tell more jokes, you little
I exactly thought that. I was like, this is like his first big joke the whole set. Damn. Okay, I feel like that's where this set ends. This bit ends. I had a really good time getting to know Randy Feltface. I think he's a really interesting comedian. He's a really interesting person. He should be my buddy. I need friends. You'll see there will be a video later about how I'm making AI friends. I am desperate. I will take a puppet, even though he has a chicken neck. So I think it was great. Let me know what you guys think about him. I know he's kind of edgy, so it's kind of interesting to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Because before I show you guys my comedy, or you should come to my comedy shows, you can. There are links below. But I want to see how edgy I can be with you guys. So let me know below what your thoughts on him, and follow, subscribe. There's a new channel and there will be a lot of cool stuff, and there's another channel coming up. So subscribe, come see my shows. You'll get to see me if you come to my shows. And I am awesome and so sexy, as you can see. So yeah, thank you guys, and comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube bajuki stuff. Bye. Burp.